In this episode, I'm going to interview our own Bob Graham on a new online course he's put together, harnessing so much of the information, the wisdom he's gained over the years. I've seen firsthand how much his suggestions can help people with finding a job and getting the promotion they're after. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Serious Soft Skills, where we help you unleash the power of soft skills. Here are your hosts, Dr. Tobin Porterfield and Bob Graham. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to Serious Soft Skills Podcast, episode 67. We've been doing a lot of shorter episodes, our soft skills minutes, and people seem to really like our quick tales on soft skills in the workplace. It's our latest attempt to share what we've learned as teachers, researchers, writers, bloggers, and I dare say it, thought leaders on the increasing role of soft skills. Those skills we use to interact with other people in our work lives. Today, though, we're going to explore where the rubber hits the soft skills road in a very powerful way. Getting a job is all about doing the right things at the right time and really leveraging those soft skills. My usual Soft Skills Podcast co-host is our guest today, Bob Graham. He's helped thousands of people, whether those are professionals or students or just people in our circles from all kinds of industries, build a powerful presence to help get jobs. I could talk more, but as you know, Bob likes to talk more than I do, so let's hear from Bob.
Wow, that was harsh. We do such nice work when we have guests on the program, and here I am a guest, and this is what I get from you, Toby? Wow. But I'm just going to pick the ball up and run from there. Yes, I put together this online course, and this is really, I don't know how else to say it. This is a passion project for me. I've been blessed with the opportunity to work at a lot of different jobs in my career. No, I've never been fired, but I've had a lot of jobs, and so I've gone on a lot of interviews. My best count is over 30 interviews, and I've also helped thousands of students. I mean, it's staggering when I really think about it, how many people I've helped find jobs and do these things. So this course really puts all that together in one place for the first time. So I'm real excited to share it with people. So ask me some questions, Toby. Let's do it like an interview.
Great. Bob, it sounds like you're a man on a mission. So I guess you touched on it a little bit, but really to focus, what made you, I know you've been so engaged with so many people and even with me as we've explored opportunities over the years, but you're clearly a man on a mission. And what then prompted you to take this step of a video approach on it?
It's a great question, Toby. It was really just a matter of I want to reach more people. I feel like I have this incredible insight inside my head, and I can only talk to so many people at a time. And I've seen hundreds of students. I still get students that I taught 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago sending me an email or finding me on LinkedIn and saying, I'm still using that same strategy for writing a cover letter. Or I just had a great interview. I still remember all that stuff you taught me. So I thought, this is the time. We have a really great economy, but there's still people who aren't finding jobs. And those people who aren't finding jobs, that's tough. I mean, I know people who don't have jobs. It can really be debilitating not to have a job. It affects your self-esteem, certainly affects your economics, your family, all those things. So I thought, what's the best way to get this information out there? It's put together an online course and make it available to the world.
Perfect. And I think I'd have to add on that too, that I know as we've worked together over the years, you've really been able to refine this over the years and not just get to a static point. And as you say, some people are able to still use many of the pointers and things you've developed over the years. But I know I've seen this really evolve over time and the job market's changed. And so coming back into the job market now, or for those of us that are maybe at mid-career and we're thinking, hey, for the next cycle, I'm ready to go find something new. Gee, I'm not ready to get back on the job market. How does your course really direct that?
Toby, it's like you were sitting at breakfast talking about this with me, because he actually was. He's heard this whole process evolve. And we talk more now than ever, and this is the connection to why we're doing this on the podcast and why it fits. It's about soft skills. most people can do the technical work when they apply for a job. The soft skills are what are going to dictate which person is the right candidate, making a direct connection to the skills you have and what that employer's needs are, not just today and tomorrow, but 6 months or 6 years out. So if you're someone who's really good at working with people and you are able to present, someone might not even think about it now, but your job might evolve into that. You know, think of our situation, Toby. 2 years ago, we weren't talking about podcasting at all. It didn't exist on our radar screen. And now we've got over 100 episodes between our Soft Skills Minute and our Serious Soft Skills podcast out there. And we continue to do it and we evolve. And I think for anyone looking for a job right now, it's not about what you can do. It's what you can do that's going to help that company advance. And what I talk about in this course through talking about soft skills and other strategies is how to get yourself not just to figure out what those things are, but how to describe it to that employer in words that are going to make them say, oh, I see this person. And I like to think of it as the sticky test. When they go home Friday night, are you that applicant that they tell their spouse about or their significant other? Are you that applicant Sunday evening when they go, we have to decide Monday morning who to hire? Are you the one who comes into their mind first and foremost? Or are you the rest of the people? Because if you're the rest of the people, I got news for you. You're not going to get the job.
No, I agree. And certainly as things have changed over the years, as people go into the market, the tools have changed some too. So can you tell us a little bit about what different aspects? I mean, we know the resume is still there. It's not gone away, but the resume's changed some. But then there's a lot of other pieces I think you talk about in this video.
Yes. In this, it's actually a series of videos in this course, right? When we talk about the course, and then there's also, we'll talk later about, but there's a free offering that we're sharing with people as well. But when we talk about that whole process of getting a job, it has changed dramatically. It starts with the cover letter. The cover letter cannot be a listing of jobs anymore. So the cover letter I wrote for a job, I found one the other day on my computer from about 6 years ago. It's not the cover letter of 2018. It's not going to be the cover letter for 2019 or 2020. And the resume that I submit is not the resume I wrote a while ago. And I've seen this evolution with my students over the last couple of years. What goes in the resume? It's all about now quantifying what you've done, and also integrating the soft skills and using your cover letter, your resume, a phone discussion, and the interview to tell a story about who and what you are and how you fit into their plans. And that's not what we used to do. And you and I, Toby, have been lucky enough to be in the job world long enough that does not sound like 1988 or 1996 or even, frankly, 2016.
No, it doesn't. And so what should people kind of expect out of this course? What's it look and feel like? So know kind of what are they getting themselves into?
They're getting themselves into about an hour and 10 minutes of actual instruction. So it's really, I've cut to the chase because we're all busy. We don't have that much time. So there are, I think, 6 components, and they talk about, the first one talks about how things have changed. Second one looks at resumes, and you may say, well, wait, why are we starting with resumes, not cover letters? Because the resume is going to color what the cover letter should say. So we start with the resume, get that worked out. Then we talk about the cover letter, and I have some strategies. I actually have a 3-paragraph format for cover letters that makes cover letters like so easy. It is my single greatest achievement in life, no question. And I'm sharing this with people. I've been in the classroom, Toby, for years and had a copyright on that template that I give my students and said to them, one day I'm going to make money on this. And now's the chance. I've been telegraphing this for like 10 years. And so that's another part of it. Another part looks at interviewing. And I really look at interviewing differently than people. I look at you need to get into the head of the person who's interviewing you and really understand what they need more than they understand. And I talk about strategies for doing that, how to bring soft skills into that discussion, and how to make yourself truly memorable throughout this process. And as you know, Toby, I've got a background with marketing and journalism and writing, And I think some of that colors this in a different way than what you would get from a career center or from the Dummy's Guide to Interviewing or Resumes. They're great. Don't get me wrong. But I look at this more as you're on a campaign. You are marketing this person, you, to this entity, and you're making a sale here. And that colors this in a very, I think it just makes it more powerful because a lot of people, and I hear this all the time, well, I went to the interview, I sent the resume, and it's like blah, blah, blah. I just did it. If you're just sending out a resume, if you're just writing a boring cover letter, if you're just going to the interview and not doing any work to get the job, you don't deserve the job. You need to put work in. This is a job to get a job. And most people don't want to do the hard work. But if you're willing to do the hard work, you're going to get the job. And I show you what that hard work looks like, how to do it. I've got some strategies that I've put together that make it easier and quicker than it could be if you figured it out on your own. And I have a real good track record. Like, people have met with me. We've talked about some of these things with interviewing, and they've had 5 or 6 interviews, not had success. And then they go out, next interview, they get an offer. Or 2 interviews, 2 offers. I've had 2 people in the last 3 months contact me and say, I did what you said, and I got 2 offers. And in one case, the person got the interview before they left the table. So when you're really on fire and really powerful and making it easy for them to see what you can do for them, good things are going to happen. And that's what I'm trying to share here.
Great. And you mentioned it's a little over an hour of content. Now, I can't see myself carving out an hour. It's a series of videos, so they're chunked into shorter pieces. So I can watch one and do some things and then come back to it.
Exactly. And as I say in the videos, if you don't understand the video on cover letters, which I think is like 8 minutes long, watch it a second time. You could watch it 15 times. That's the beauty of this. I'm giving you these tools, and they can work for you for however many times you want to use them. And yes, it's built, I know our audience. I don't like watching an hour-and-a-half video, and I didn't create them that way. I broke them into nice, logical chunks based around different parts of the job search so that they're, 1, more approachable, 2, that you can actually do the things related to it. And I have a workbook as well that can help you further understand. You may go, oh, it's just like a classroom workbook. No, this is a workbook that's asking you questions that take it even further.
Perfect. Hey, speaking of long videos, let's take a short break, and then we'll come back and wrap this up and help people understand how they can check this out.
Let's take a short break. You're listening to the Serious Soft Skills Podcast.
Could your business benefit from learning more about soft skills? We've been working with companies to help them identify their employees' soft skill portfolio and how to improve their workplace leveraging those strengths. Could this help your business? Well, if you feel like your team, your office, your company is stuck, not as productive as it should be, missing deadlines, constantly infighting and sniping, have key employees left for better jobs? Do you or the people you work with hate going to work? Our soft skills training can help. To learn more, call 937-SKILLS-5. That's 937-SKILLS and the number 5. We can talk about how we can help your organization with a customized soft skills plan of attack. Again, to learn more, give us a call at 937-SKILLS-5.
Now, back to the Serious Soft Skills Podcast.
All right, Bob, we've been talking about getting a job, which is a great conversation to have. At some point, everyone goes through that. Some of us early in our careers when we're first starting out, some of us later on. Sometimes we just need to get our stuff cleaned up and brushed up so we feel like we've got that option out there. And you've shared a lot of insights about kind of hints of what goes on in this new course you put together. But as we kind of come back and wrap this up, what's the, you got one last message to get to people of why they should do this? Why should they take advantage of this offer? What's the magic bullet?
I'm gonna try to do this without getting too personal, but it pains me to hear the people that have struggled to get jobs. So many times, it's not that they're not qualified, and you've had this with some of your students. I know I've certainly had this with hundreds of students. They go to the interview and they just don't say the right things, or the resume doesn't have the right stuff on it. And when we start talking through it, they've got all this great experience from high school that they didn't think to include that really describes the things the employer's looking for. So this is a way that if you've been struggling or if you want to take that next step, this is going to make it easier. And you said earlier, I'm on a mission. My mission is to get people to be able to have choice in their careers. So many people I talk to feel like they're stuck. I've got to be at this job because I can't find anything else and I can't do anything else and no one will hire me. I've been in that situation once or twice. I don't like that feeling. I don't want anyone else to have that feeling. So I'm giving them the tools to at least look at opportunities. You could take this course, figure out what to do, apply to jobs, go through the process, and you could always say no. But if you don't have opportunities, if you don't have the chance to say no, you're stuck where you are. And that really pains me. And I see it with people around me, frankly, and it's difficult to just watch. So that's my mission, is to give them opportunities to do more.
Perfect. Sounds good. And I know we've talked to people before, and we do meet with individuals about this, and certainly we'll still continue to provide coaching and so forth. But I think to make it accessible to as many people as possible, having this type of an online course where they can control the pacing, they can watch the resume portion, as you said, as many times as they want, and then work on their resume, and then go on to the cover letter, and then even return to the resume. And so it gives you a chance to kind of self-pace your way through it, and maybe go out and do some interviews, and you might come back and say, hey, I want to listen to that again because I think I saw what I did wrong, but I want to run it back through. So I think this is going to be a great resource. Unfortunately, we've got to stop things here, Bob, but I can say we have a really special offer coming up. Bob wasn't able to fit everything into the course. There's a lot there, but he's recently conducted a free webinar called Acing the Job Interview, and he's going to make that available to you. You can access that webinar for free with all those insights and tips for successful interviewing by going to SeriousSoftSkills.com/acing. That's ACING. And I recommend you just set aside some time, about an hour, and listen to that and understand the types of insights and the type of experience that Bob's able to kind of bring to this conversation.
And I can Toby, let me just jump in and say, this is like the real stuff. This isn't sugarcoating it. This is like real information that I've shared hundreds of times. So some of the people listening to this are going to want to just listen to this free webinar just to hear if I'm saying the same thing they heard from me 10, 12, or 2 years ago.
And more, right?
And more, yes.
And a lot more. Anyway, but if you want the full Telling Stories That Get You Hired is the name of our online course, which covers unique strategies from writing cover letters, resumes, and nailing the interview. Go to SeriousSoftSkills.com/story.
And Toby, let's just give up the mystery. The cost of that course, the Telling Stories That Get You Hired online course, is $129. Now, you could say that's a lot of money, but I would tell you, if it gets you a job with a $1,000 raise, and that's really low, it's well worth the expense. And if you've stressed or worried or been nervous when you're at a job interview, this is going to give you a way to overcome that. It's worth it to me to get over stress and worry for $129. But that's just me, Toby.
Just you. No, actually, I know we hear from people all the time when we're out and about talking, and everybody's saying, hey, I really ought to go out and check out the market. I really ought to go look and see what else is out there. And there's always that hesitate, but I've got to get ready. I got to get my resume. And, that's just no more excuses. For the cost of this course, you can get rolling in it and see, like you said, explore the possibilities. You can always say no, but when you don't know what the possibilities are, you're just plain stuck. So that's about all the time we have for us this week. Look for more Serious Soft Skills Minutes and our longer episodes coming up in the coming weeks. Until next time, thanks for listening. Good day and good soft skills.
Thank you. Well done.
Woo.
Think I sold it without overselling it?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Okay.
Man.
You've been listening to Serious Soft Skills with your hosts, Dr. Tobin Porterfield and Bob Graham. If you like what you hear, then take a moment to review us on iTunes. Looking for more insights on soft skills? Then check out our website, SeriousSoftSkills.com, for blog posts, newsletters, and other resources.